welcome in or welcome back to the Monster Meadow. My name is Meadow, and today we're on the floor. And that's because we're going to be unboxing something a little bit larger than normal. This is the first episode in a little, I guess you call it a mini-series I'll be doing here on my channel. Probably the first mini-series. Whoa. Crate Productions could count as one, but I didn't have the entire line to unbox on camera. I was still on the fence about making videos when Operetta came in, so I just unboxed her right away. But this time I do have an entire line of dolls to unbox on camera for you guys. It's not a massive line, but it is probably the most expensive line Monster High's done. And that's because we will be unboxing the Monster High X Off-White dolls. I know I say this in just about every video, but it really took me a long time to save up for these. But I have all four of them. I figured I would unbox them and review them for you guys. We will be unboxing them in release order. So first, we have Miss Electra Melody. Her model number is HNV17. But I thought before we get into unboxing, I would do just a short little overview of, the Off-White company. Nothing too crazy. Just if you don't know what Off-White is, I thought I would let you know. I don't want to just unbox dolls and tell you how pretty they are and that be the entire video. I want my videos to have a little bit of substance to them. If you've seen my other videos, you know I like to yap. But if even just one person out there can leave my video with a little bit more knowledge than they started watching it with, I've accomplished my goal. But yeah, I thought I would just go over basic information about the Off-White company. If you don't want to listen to me yap about a luxury brand, I will attempt to put chapters in this video, so you can just skip ahead to the unboxing and review. But if you want to stick around and listen to me talk about this company, I'm not stopping you. But yeah. So, Off-White was founded by Virgil Abloh. A little bit about his life. He was born on September 30th, 1980. He died November 28th, 2021, so before this collection was released, although he was still alive when they began this collaboration, because the doll design and creation process does take a few years before they are even announced to the public, let alone released. But yeah, he died before this collection was released. But he was a fashion designer, entrepreneur, trained architect, and a DJ. He graduated with his Bachelor's of Science from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He graduated with his Master of Architecture from the Illinois Institute of Technology. He married his spouse, Shannon Sundberg, in 2009. He was the father of 2 children. He was the founder and CEO of Off-White, but he was also the artistic director of menswear at Louis Vuitton and the creative director of Donda, which is a creative content company founded by Kanye West. We're not going to comment about any of that. That's just a brief overview of the founder of the company. Now back to the actual company. It was originally founded as Pyrex Vision in Milan, Italy in the year 2012. They later rebranded as Off-White in 2013. Abloh described the brand as the gray area between black and white as the color off-white to the fashion world. They are headquartered in Milan, Italy, and there are 59 locations worldwide as of 2024. Now, when this collaboration was announced, a lot of people claimed it was out of touch. I can understand that. These dolls are $150 each. So to buy the entire collection, that is $600. It's not easy money. It was not easy money for me. I am still feeling the hurt, but I love doll collecting. And I figured, I don't have many adult bills to worry about. So why not just buy the doll when I can? But yeah, for those of you that might not be aware, this collaboration happened in honor of the brand Off-White, their 10th anniversary. They were rebranded to Off-White in 2013. This collection was, the first 2 dolls in this collection were released in 2023. So this was in honor of 10 years of Off-White. Now, why Monster High of all brands? That is because both Off-White and Monster High celebrate nonconformity. Off-White has a history of disrupting fashion norms, and Monster High, its entire shtick is promoting individuality and accepting differences. So for Mattel and Off-White, this seemed like a match made in heaven, essentially. Both brands, again, nonconformity. Monster High is all about being yourself and being unique, and Off-White just is here to make a statement. They want to do something completely out of the box. So for both brands, this seemed like the best collaboration possible. I know a lot of people are comparing the recent Bratz and Gentle Monster collab to Monster High and Off-White. I don't collect Bratz. I'm not a Bratz fan. And I am not trying to excuse the decisions of massive billion-dollar corporations. But from my perspective, as just a normal 20-year-old in the US, this collaboration actually has reasoning behind it. There's actual intention behind this. And the Bratz Gentle Monster collab seems like it's completely out of nowhere. Like, they just decided, Monster High did it, why not we do it? Like, why can't we do this? Let's partner with a random luxury brand. And, the Gentle Monster doll, in order to get, the playset doll, is $430 US. That is just $20 less than 3 of these Monster High Off-White dolls. And from what it looks like on the listings, the playset doll really only comes with one pair of sunglasses for humans. And it folds up into a little keychain. I know there have been some influencers, not doll collectors, influencers, who have received PR packages of this collab, and they got 4 pairs of sunglasses. But from what it looks like on the listings, from what I've seen for this collab, the ones Bratz collectors are buying, they only get 1 pair. Not all 4. The doll gets 4 pairs, but not the person buying it. So, enough about Bratz. This is a Monster High channel. But yeah, that's Off-White. Now, time for the first doll. So the first doll in this collection is named Electra Melody. Her monster type is a sea monster, and she was released on October 13th, 2023. Her outfit inspiration, she has 3 pieces. So the first one is from the Off-White Spring 2018 Ready to Wear Runway Look collection. It is number 11, the dress. It is a black ruched bodycon dress, and on the side it says dress in quotation marks. And the model, she had that dress as well as 1 orange glove and 1 black glove. So that is the main outfit of this doll. The second piece of inspiration is the Off-White and Jimmy Choo collaborative shoe, the Claire 100 in the color black transparent. Black/transparent. It is the black heels that look like they're in a plastic bag. That was a collaboration Off-White did with the brand Jimmy Choo. And then the third piece is the bag this doll comes with. It is the Off-White Burrow 22 shoulder bag in the color black. To me, the bag kind of looks like Swiss cheese. But it's a designer brand. They do weird things. Now, this doll's biography is: emerging from her charming 1-bedroom apartment somewhere near the Bermuda Triangle, Electra Melody is never afraid to make a statement, although she may induce fear in some. With a savvy sense of style and a shockingly chic appearance, this doll is always ready to slay. There you have it. That's some information about the company and the doll. The next 3 videos, I won't talk about the company. I'll just talk about the doll. But let's get to unboxing her. Now, I've left all of them in the shipper box that they come in, because from what I've seen, they are packaged kind of elaborately, even just in the shipper box. So I thought I would show you guys that. I know for a lot of people, these dolls aren't really in their price range. They aren't very accessible. So I thought I'd let you guys have an experience. Let's cut her open. Oh, come on. So it opens just like that. And then you have Mattel Creations. We have packaging. I think I'm just going to turn this box upside down to get it. Ugh. Okay. I'll break that down later. Alright. So we have a piece of styrofoam on top. There's also a piece of styrofoam on the bottom. It's cut to fit the box pretty perfectly. It comes with instructions on how to unbox, if that tells you anything about this doll. Let's get the styrofoam off the bottom. Okay. Now we have the tissue paper. I'll scooch back a bit so you guys can see better. Right. Tissue paper is off. Okay. Here is the box. It looks like Swiss cheese. On the base of the box, you have Monster High and Off-White, as well as on the top, you have both of their logos, the Monster High Skelett and the Off-White, I want to say it's like an X or something. But they are covered in little pieces of protective plastic. Now, it looks like metal, but it's not. It's just a metallic-y resin, so it's just plastic. It's not metal. That wasn't in the budget. But the top is off. Again, it looks like Swiss cheese. On top of the box here, we have tissue paper, and on top of the tissue paper, if I can get it off, is the certificate of authentication. Monster High X Off-White. This certifies that your Monster High X Off-White doll materialized through the collaborative efforts of the designers and artists at Mattel. They couldn't even be bothered to put the doll's name on it, like they did with Haute Couture and the other COAs. But yeah, and then on the back it says Mattel Certificate of Authenticity. It's a really tiny card. Let me put that over here so I don't lose it. Let me get this protective plastic off before I forget. All right, here is Miss Electra Melody in her box. Now, this is not glass. This is plastic. Just regular doll box plastic. You know, I was kind of hoping that they would use at least plexiglass, something a little nicer than just plastic. But oh well. I guess we're lucky to get what we got for $150. But oh well. Okay. Let me move back over here. Yeah. My TV tray folding table setup would not be able to handle something like this. So that's why we're on the floor. So let's go ahead and open the instructions and see how we're supposed to unbox her, because I don't want to mess this up. Let's see here. Okay, so we've taken the Swiss cheese off. Now we take the doll itself out of the base of the box. Let's see here. Okay, she just slides out. So here is the base of the box. There is Mattel information on the bottom. Let's see, this is doll number 1, intended for adult collectors and not for children under the age of 14. We get the doll stand, and the COA. Yeah, there's that. So now that we've taken the box out of the base of the stand, we take the plastic casing off of the doll. So there are little holes on the sides of the box where plastic tabs are pushed into. We just push that out and the plastic will come off. Let's see here. Come on. This is a process. Push those way back through. There we go. Okay. So again, it's just plastic. Okay, now that we've got that off, it's time to cut her out of this little plastic box that's holding her in place. Tabs on the side here to open it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Looks like really the only plastic tea ties on this doll are in her head and her hair. The rest is like threads and a rubber band. I don't know if I'll be able to salvage this rubber band. That hurts. But yeah, around her waist is like a little black ribbon. Just a little ribbon. You can't see it from here, but yeah. That was around her waist. Just a little black ribbon. And then there are some threads in her hair. And then rubber bands, really just holding her in place. Let's put the tea ties out of her hair. So there were little tiny white plastic tea ties holding this thing in place. It was just to cover her hair on the outside of the plastic box, but you just cut that away. Let's see here. I I'm trying to salvage the rubber bands. The instructions say to cut it, but you all know I like to keep the rubber bands. So I'm trying to get the doll out of the box without cutting the rubber bands. Shoe. Thank you. Okay. I was able to get the one around the feet off without having to cut it. But there's also one on her arm. Let's see if I can get this. Got him. Those over there. Okay, now I just have the plastic T-ties in her head. Come on. I really wish they would stop putting T-ties in the head. Especially on these expensive collector dolls. Finally. Ugh. That plastic does not make it easy to get around the doll. But here she is, free of the plastic holding her in place. There was a rubber band keeping her feet to the plastic as well as her arm to the waist. It was like looped through the plastic, so it was a little tricky to get out. But, yeah, here she is without the plastic. Let's see what's next in the instructions. Looks like it's just putting her back in the box. But I do know that underneath here are little tabs, so if you wanted to display the doll without the box, you could take the stand and this little pedestal off. So like underneath here, you can detach the stand and the little pedestal the purse is on. I will be displaying her in the box, just because most of the $150 you pay for these dolls goes for the packaging. So I will be making full use of my $150. But let's see. See, why didn't they use the same kind of acrylic that they used on the purse for the whole box? That would have been a lot nicer than the little doll box plastic we got. And then keeping the acrylic case to the purse's pedestal is just little circle sticker tapes. You can just peel those off. The the plastic they used for the purse's pedestal is a lot nicer too, because this is just cardboard, but this and this are like a nice plastic. You know? Even advertised on Mattel's website, part of this doll is the packaging that you can display them in. If you're gonna partner with a designer brand to make these collector dolls, why not give us packaging that is nice enough material to display? You know? Why cardboard and plastic? Like flimsy plastic. Second sticker tape. Okay. Here is the little acrylic that sits on top of the accessory. Let's see. See if I can get the purse out of its plastic. It's under this piece of acrylic, but it's also got a piece of this kind of plastic holding it to the pedestal. I want to at least get that plastic off. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this without harming the purse. Why do scissors have to be so large? I am going to take you off of the box so that I can manhandle this thing. Okay. Okay. So here is the purse. It is just like a plastic purse, but it does have a fabric handle. This is a doll-size version of the Burrow 22 purse in black. The actual purse does come with one of these red tags, but this one also has a Monster High skeleton on it, in gold. I hate that designer brands insist on using gold hardware. I hate gold. I think it looks extremely tacky. Silver is the superior material. I just feel like silver looks way more high-end than gold. Gold is just so overused. And now you have all these cheap jewelry being gold-plated to try and look expensive. Start using silver more. Come on, people. But yeah, on the back of this purse has a little off-white. And then there is, on the handle, little gold studs and a bolt. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a bolt or a washer, but it's hexagonal shaped. It's like a little buckle. Yeah. It just sits on this stand. Let me put it back in. And then a black elastic, huh? I might leave that on. I don't know. But here is Miss Electra Melody herself. The mohawk is actually made up of 3, 4, 5, 7 different ponytails, and it's like gelled back up here, and it's like crimped. It's giving Dawn of the Dance Laguna. I believe that's the doll I'm thinking of with the mohawk. That's what it's giving. Like Dawn of the Dance Laguna meets Venus, because these are flocked sides with the Off-White logo stamped on. Her earrings are chunky gold chains. Her makeup is really just orange with a bit of pink. Her eyes are like a grayish color. Black lip. But here is dress. As you can see here, dress in quotation marks. This is how the model was wearing it on the runway. Just the dress with one black glove, one, I guess it's red. Also, Electra Melody has a little tattoo on her forearm that says off. The model had a tattoo in the same spot. It said cat. I think that's a nice touch. But she is a sea monster, so we have the webbed hand mold, but they are painted to look like gloves. And then she comes with a pair of black, I believe these are cat eye sunglasses. And then here are the Claire 100 shoes. Just a black heel in what looks like a plastic bag. The bag is actually a nice rubbery material. It's not greasy, it's not sticky. It's just rubbery. And the black has like painted on black buckles. But yeah, that is Miss Electra Melody. Let's put her back on her stand. She also has a black elastic wrapped around her waist, arm, and sunglasses to hold the sunglasses in place. I think I might take it off and make her wear the sunglasses. Not sure. Oh, she also has sea monster ears. I just thought I'd point that out. I very rarely look at Laguna's ears because it's covered by her hair and her hood. Okay. These sunglasses, not only were they held in place by a black elastic, but also by this little piece of plastic to like protect the arm of the sunglasses. Oh, looks like there are multiple black elastics. A tiny one and then a larger one to hold her arm to her waist. Guess I'll keep those. They might come in handy one day. Okay. I will get her posed and put her back in her display box, and then I will be back with you guys to show you what she looks like. Okay, and here is Miss Electra Melody in her box, ready to be displayed. I went ahead and put her sunglasses on her. I did a little hand on the hip moment. She's kind of looking out. Don't know what she's looking at, but that's just how I posed her. And then here is the Burrow 22 shoulder bag in its case. And then here's just the top of the box next to it. But yeah, again, this is not metal. This is just plastic. And then this is cardboard. And this is doll box plastic. And then here is a closer look at the top of the box. But yeah, that is the first out of 4 Off-White Monster High dolls. Miss Electra Melody, the sea monster. Okay, here's just another look at Miss Electra Melody. I went ahead and put her on the shelf I will be displaying them on. Here are my Haute Couture dolls, and then I have this shelf right next to them. And there are the next three in release order. And then here is the aftermath of unboxing an Off-White doll. Okay, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. If you want to see more content between now and my next video, go ahead and check out my Instagram linked in the description down below. I try my best to stay active over there. If you want to take a peek at what's in the cabinet behind me or the shelves in front of me, go check out my Momoa, also linked in the description down below. Miss Electra Melody herself is posted over there. Go give that girl some love. I thank you all so much for watching this video. I can't wait to see you in my next video. And remember, don't be afraid to be yourself. Bye!